that this game here, you're going to gauge who Jalen Hurts is and how he performs in the Cowboy game. And I swear to you, because Cooper Rush is 4-0 this year, and because he's got that team to 4-1, I don't care who starts. Big Sills National Football Show. Welcome aboard all. Appreciate everybody stepping in with us as you always do. Hey, man, everybody on my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show, what does it matter? Jalen Hurts only has 4 passing touchdowns. Man, wouldn't it be great to have somebody like Patrick Mahomes as your starting quarterback? Then again, I get it, man. 31 other teams would be saying the same thing. Yeah, Dan. Hey, duh. Duh, right? I get it. You're right. I mean, it's like walking by a Ferrari shop and going, hey, I wish I had that Dino. Instead, you jump in your Pilot. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand that, man. Everybody wants to have a Ferrari, right, in their their garage. So I understand that. Please hit the like button. By the way, this is the Golden Voice Show today. We have Brad Sham, the legendary voice of the Dallas Cowboys for the last 30 years. And we also have Merrill Reese with us. Merrill will be with us at 5:30 Eastern. And Brad Sham will be with us at 4:30 Eastern time. So we'll talk to both guys. It is Cowboy and Eagles week. It is the game of the year. The 5-0 Eagles versus the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys. Looks like it's definitely going to be Cooper Rush. That will be the starting quarterback on Sunday. I want to address something before I go into something that we hit on yesterday when it came to the passing touchdowns of your guy Jalen Hurts. And again, man, I'll get to that here in a minute, but I want to talk to you guys about the roughing the passer stuff. Hey, and let me ask you this too. So Troy Aikman said they need to take the dresses off, the quarterbacks, and he got some backlash for that last night, and I get it. I mean, we live in a different world today. You can't say stuff like that, but come on, man. I mean, this is what I told you guys. This is what I told you guys that the league hates the most. They'd rather have you talking about COVID, race, politics, voting for Joe Biden instead of a Republican. They'd rather have you doing that than talking about the most devastating thing that puts the NFL in courtrooms: head injuries. It's the biggest fear they have is head injuries. You notice most of the networks don't really hit on the Tua injury any longer. They don't hit. They're blaming the guy who was like the independent counselor to clearing Tua in that Bills game. They'd rather have him as the scapegoat. They don't want the networks talking about it. So last night, I think that comment by Aikman was more of a collateral comment because I think these networks have got word from the NFL and from Park Avenue, hey, don't talk about CTE and don't talk about head injuries. And I think that whole thing with the Chris Jones sack last night, that was a great play. You can't call that. You cannot call that. And then the Brady play. Look, this is all a ramification of the Tua injury. This all goes back to the NFL not wanting to be in a courtroom, and they don't want to see it. They don't want any of this once again in a courtroom, nor do they want a topic of conversation, CTE. They don't want to see that. And they don't want to hear that. It costs the league billions of dollars to talk CTE. So they don't want to get down that line. They don't want to go there. That's why you're seeing the referees overcorrecting now. And they are. They're overcorrecting. Dude, you got to play football, man. Football is a tough sport. People get hurt. If you think people aren't going to get hurt, then you should just take the helmets off. Have scrum caps. Go back to rugby. Go back to that style. As long as you have the weapon, the helmet, the game is going to be physical. That's what the game is. And if you don't like it, it's what the game is, dude. It's what the game is. So, come on. You can't call those penalties like we saw last night. You just can't. You can't call those penalties. So the league is overcorrecting and they need to fix this as soon as possible. Absolutely. You're dead on, man. The whole scenario here, it's what do you want? 7-on-7? That's not going to cut it, man. So the league has to fix this. And maybe in the offseason, they correct the roughing the passer penalty. All right. I want to get into a topic that we talked about yesterday. By the way, can you imagine if Dallas Goedert had a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, on how devastating Dallas Goedert would be if you had a guy that could throw touchdown passes to Dallas Goedert like that? Man, what did Travis Kelce have last night? 4 touchdown catches? Travis Kelce has more touchdown catches than Jalen Hurts has touchdown passes, or no, he probably has more. Because what is Mahomes at now? 14, 15 now? Touchdown passes? Man, that's a prolific passing attack. And what I have people doing now to me is posting me Kirk Cousins numbers. What's the sense of throwing for 250, 275 yards if you don't get the ball in the end zone? That's not a prolific passing attack. That was my only point. I'm not saying the Eagles aren't doing a wonderful job offensively. I'm not saying that they're not scoring points. Well, I am in a way because they're not through the air. You know, the Eagles are averaging 4.8 points a game in your passing game. You're not going to win a Super Bowl averaging under 5 points in your passing game in a passing league. Are you out of your mind? You think you're really going to beat teams like Buffalo and teams like the Chiefs that put the ball in the end zone through the air, scoring less than 5 points? Come on, man. That's my only point. I was talking to Xander prior to going on the air, and he said, Sills, they're doing well. They're 5. I get it. Is the passing game improved? Yes. Is Jalen improved? Yes. Is having A.J. Brown on the team an improvement? Yes. This is not a rip. This is pointing out a deficiency in the passing game. You don't score points. Well, who cares? You'll need it. You'll need it in big games. You can't, watch this. If that team gets behind with teams like Buffalo and teams like the Chiefs, you'll never in a million years beat them. Ever. You'll be too far behind. Mahomes, there's no lead safe with that dude. There's no lead safe with him. They can throw the ball in the air and win through the air. The Eagles can't. Oh, well, Sills, how many franchise quarterbacks have you in the 103 years ever seen a guy called elite that has more running touchdowns than passing touchdowns? Name me one. Even Vic had more passing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts is in a really great offense. But here, you got a couple O linemen out, and you stop that run game, Eagles are done. You don't score any points in the passing game. That was my only point, okay? It was my only point. That's the only thing I was making with it. Are they playing poorly? No. Are they winning? Yes. Are they better? Yes. You see, you guys don't hear that part of my conversation here. You just hear when I point something out. That's a fact. This is an absolute fact. You do not score points in your passing game. You are now scoring 4.8 points a game in the passing game. It's just a point. And you could take it for whatever it is. It's not a prolific passing attack until you put points on the board through the air like you saw last night with the Chiefs. That's a prolific passing attack. They could score from anywhere on the field. The Eagles can't. And they don't. Facts. When you guys point out this, 5-0, facts, I go like this. 4.8 points offensively through the air. Facts. There. We're all good. We've proved each other right. Okay, some of you are saying it doesn't matter that you're only scoring 4.8 points a game through the air. In a passing league, you saw last night that defenses and defenders can't play normal defense any longer with the Chris Jones sack. You're in a league now where they want to keep these quarterbacks upright. Why? So they can run the ball? So they can have 15 carries a game? Really? That's not why they're protecting the quarterbacks, because we have more runners. They're protecting the quarterbacks because they want them standing up straight. And they want to have guys like Mahomes in the game. The league's going to catch up with Jalen. That's my point. They're going to catch up with him like they do every quarterback. Like they do. He is a better version of the Wildcat. Jalen Hurts is the better version of the Wildcat. And the reason he is because he can throw it to some efficiency. He's a Wildcat quarterback. That RPO stuff, that's Wildcat. It's a better version of the Wildcat. It's okay. Sirianni and them have customized an offense to fit Jalen's skill set. Agreed. And it's working. 100% correct. But again, I don't want a Wildcat quarterback as my franchise, and I'm not paying a guy $50 million to have 4 passing touchdowns, and I'm going to sit here and call a guy elite. That's not what I'm doing here. Well, he's got 265 yards. Oh, great. Great. You give me shit about Kirk Cousins' stats. Okay? You say they're empty calories. Well, if you don't put the ball in the end zone, they are empty calorie stats. You guys are right. Okay. There's no harm here. Jalen's smart enough to know that they'll catch up with it, and he'll keep getting better. He'll keep getting better in the passing game. And then that's how Jalen is going to become better than anybody that's played that style, maybe. It's because he's smarter, he works hard, all of that. I completely 100% agree. Okay? It's facts. I am pointing facts out to you. You guys can talk about all your rubbing of the genie lamp and all that other shit. I'm talking to you 4.8 points a game in your passing game. It's not quite elite. Okay? It's not quite elite when you watch a guy throw last night the way he did in Mahomes, or you watch Josh Allen throw the ball. Hell, even Justin Herbert. Those guys get the ball in the end zone in the passing game. The Eagles are inefficient at it. Tell me I'm wrong. 4 passing touchdowns in 5 games is not efficient. It's not efficient. Well, what about the 6 rushing? I never said he wasn't a good dual threat guy. He's a better version of the Wildcat. He can throw it. That's right, 007. Just win, baby. Just win. Maniac goes, why are you pointing? I missed it. Sorry, dog. You're wrong. So if these QB sneaks were passes, how many times did you see Mahomes throwing 1-yard TD passes last night? I mean, right. Okay. Only Jalen. Right. That's my point. I don't know if they have the confidence in Jalen throwing for the end zone. Do you think they have the confidence in Jalen throwing for the end zone with 4 TD passes? Those other quarterbacks, their coaches give them the green light. That last drive against the Cardinals, would they have 2 passes? Nobody was throwing for the end zone. It was the right way to end the game. They ran him off the field. Absolutely. Win against bad teams. Again, man, I'm not saying that. Hey, I'm not saying that, man. Big, I'm not saying that. They got one win against a really good football team or a good team in Vikings. Okay? Philly, 5-0. Agreed. You're 5-0 and you're scoring less than 5 points a game in your passing game. Is my only point. Why are you upset with this? Boy. Oh, man. Who cares how they win games? Why? Doug Peterson had conversations every Monday with the general manager and your owner. If they would win 19-17, they had conversations on Monday about winning and how they won. They won by 2 games. It matters to management. It mattered when Doug Peterson was here. Why wouldn't it matter now? I said we will talk about the schedule. Okay, GT, you're right. Cowboys schedule too. Hey, you want to know why teams in the NFC East have good records? Look at who they play. You want to know why the AFC West? That game last night was a hell of a game with a 1-4 Raider team. If that Raider team were in the NFC East, they'd be undefeated. Look who they play every week. AFC West has the best teams in it as a collective group. That was a really great played game last night. It's a really good team. How many people really think the Giants are good at 4-1 with Daniel Assbag Jones? Really? You think Daniel Jones is going anywhere? The defense is good. Kayvon Thibodeau looks like Barkley's probably your comeback player of the year. Absolutely true. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, yeah, by the way, real quick before I move on to another topic here. So Devonta Adams pushed a guy, saw it. Can't put your hands on anybody. But here's the big thing. I'm sure the guy's in traction. I'm sure the guy's got, like, his leg in a cast right now. Probably has a neck brace on. And he's probably already filed a police report. And I'm sure he's asking for $500,000 already. So be prepared. Hey, Hoss, you can't put your hands on people, but here's the second reason why. It's going to cost you money. People in the real world, man, they don't want to work for a living. So what they do is the guy takes a dive, puts a neck brace on. It's the snowflake society we live in today. That's why you can't, Devonta. 2 reasons. It's not cool. And secondly, it's going to cost you. I'm sure the guy's in traction now. Arms probably all winged up here. He's probably on a respirator. Yeah. Oh, man. Snowflakes everywhere. Anyway. Oh, Troy Aikman last night, too. Take the dresses off. He got hammered for that. Oh, half the world, half our country soft as hell, man. That's for damn sure, man. Oh, dude. Oh, the man's getting his bag. Oh, no, N91, he's totally getting his bag of money. Okay? Hey, congratulations, man. Phillies are killing it. Real cool, man. Yeah, wake me up when they get to the NLCS. We're good then. Okay? Wake me up when they get to the NLCS. That's when baseball gets really good. Right now, man, it's all good. There, you got it. You've been wrong about Hurts from the word go. Really? No, I haven't been wrong about Hurts at all. It's game 5, dude. And he's got more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns. I'm not wrong. And he's beat the Vikings, his biggest win. That leads me to my next topic here. You offended me, Sills. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. This is why radio doesn't go anywhere anymore. And some of the things you see on TV, get too many people doing this. Hey, this guy's mean to Jalen. He's mean. He's Sileo mean. All right, let's get to a serious topic here. Passing offense, really. You guys think the Eagles are a prolific? You've got to be last in the league in scoring points in the passing game. The Eagles have to be last. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, who just started, has more passing touchdowns than Jalen. I mean, you've got to be. Ugh. All right. Cowboy Eagle Week. Would we agree that this game for Jalen Hurts is the biggest game in his career, NFL-wise? Would we agree that this game here against the Cowboys, I don't care who's starting for the Cowboys, okay? I don't want to talk about the Cowboys yet. I'm talking about Hurts. Would we agree this is his biggest game? Eagle fans, I think we can agree on this here, right? That this game here, you're going to gauge who Jalen Hurts is and how he performs in the Cowboy game. And I swear to you, because Cooper Rush is 4-0 this year, and because he's got that team to 4-1, I don't care who starts. If it's Dak, whatever. If it's Cooper Rush, whatever. They're the 4-1 Cowboys. They're performing well with both guys. Actually, I think they're performing better with Cooper Rush. So there's no excuses. And there's going to be, watch this, there's going to be none of this. Well, the Cowboys have some. I don't want to hear that. The Eagles have 3 guys banged up in the O-line going into this. So don't tell me about injuries. The Eagles are banged up in their O-line, the heart and soul of the team. So this game, in my opinion, whether you think your quarterback situation's what it is, I don't care. My point now is this is the biggest game in Jalen Hurts' career. Do you agree? Do you agree? How he performs in this game is how you're going to see this guy. You'll have a different opinion of him. Hey, if they beat them 38-10, the whole league's going to look at Jalen Hurts differently. And you know what? The things that I said about passing offense and all this, Jalen's going to have created something that no other team in the league has. You know what that is? A unique offense. Because it's unique. You guys want to call him a franchise guy. You guys want to call him elite. He beats the Cowboys. He is. No matter how many touchdown passes he has. Nobody in the league has an offense that scores 4 points in the passing game and is 5-0. So there has to be something to what they're doing. It's a unique offense. Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs couldn't do it. They couldn't do what Philly does. There's no way could they do it. You don't have it. That quarterback is unique in that system. Josh Allen is unique in the Bills system. There's a customized thing going on right now in Philadelphia. Okay? And he's unique. And in case some of you out there have cotton in your ears, I'm giving him kudos on this. Okay? I'm giving you kudos. Okay? Only 4 points. 4.8 points a game, actually. So, Nick, we got to be – it's a little under 5 points in their passing game. But still, they're 5-0, And actually, I would say this to you. The Lions game and the Cardinal game were the only games close. The rest of them were not. Now, I wouldn't call the Lions or the Cardinals world beaters. And they've benefited from a soft schedule. They totally have. It's okay. The offense that they run is perfect for who they've played. But if you're going back and forth in a passing, you're not going to out-throw Mahomes and Allen. You're going to have to grind it out, get leads. And that's what the Eagles are built. Let me tell you this. If the Eagles get a lead on the Cowboys on Sunday night, the Cowboys will not come from behind. They will not come from behind and win. If the Eagles drop 14 points on that Cowboy team, that thing could be a runaway. Dallas has to score first against Philly on Sunday. They have to. They get a score on them, and I'm not talking 3 points. You ain't going to beat Philly kicking field goals. You have to get up 10 points on them by the end of the first half, or at least the first quarter, I should say. If you don't, Philly's going to run you off the clock. They're going to beat you in field position, and they're going to beat you running their style of offense. You've got to take Philly out of that style that they play. Methodically going down the field, throwing passes, Jalen rolling out, running Sanders, hitting Goddard. That's their formula, and it's been the formula for 5 weeks. They don't really have enough in the passing game, and they don't put up enough passing points. They're not going to sit here and go for the end zone and throw for the end zone from their 20. The Bills will. The Chiefs will. The Chargers will. The Vikings will. The Buccaneers will, because they have the arm talent to do that. The Eagles are a unique offense. Okay? Eagles are 8th in TD percentage inside the 20. That's not my point. Once again, missing the point. You're high if you think Jalen Hurts will be a franchise quarterback in Philly. Okay? I don't think franchise quarterback. But again, wait a minute now. Pray, he's 5-0. He beats Dallas. It's a different conversation come Monday morning. Okay? And that's right, Charles. That's how you win. I'm not debating that. I'm actually giving you respect for that. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay? Jordan Davis is the 12th highest graded DT in the league so far. Like to see him have more snaps. Okay? Hurts is the same as last year passing. He's going games without TDs consecutively. That's unbelievable. Even for a backup, that's underwhelming. Yeah, but they're winning, and they're winning versatilely. Listen, he's got 10 touchdowns total, okay? You're going to beat those teams that you're playing not having to throw the ball in the end zone. Eventually, you're going to have to throw for the end zone. You're going to have to throw for the end zone eventually. You're going to have to trust your quarterback a little bit more. They don't trust the quarterback on plus 25 plays. They don't. How many plus 25 plays have you seen Jalen Hurts throw this year? 7? Honestly, how many times have you seen them chuck the ball down the field? Some of them, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was one in the Viking game where he hit, I think, Quez going down the middle of the field. It was a great pass. But that's the one that stands out in 5 weeks. That was a great pass. Absolutely. Okay? Dallas fans should be scared of Philly. Philly's a better team. Philly's a better team. You're only naming 2 quarterbacks. That's pretty good company. Again, I can name you 100 quarterbacks in today's NFL that throw the ball into the end zone and score in the passing game. The Eagles do not. I don't know why you guys are having a tough time swallowing that. The Eagles don't really have a scoring offense through the air. I mean, what is the problem with that? They're winning, though. And I'm telling you, what the coaching staff in Philly has done, they have created something really great to this guy's skill set. It's a testament to Shane Steichen and Nick. It is. It's totally. Hey, you guys can talk to me all about the rushing touchdowns. Nobody wants their quarterback rushing touchdowns. It's a remedy to get hurt. Dude, it's already a tough league. Get this. Jalen Hurts is more apt to get hurt than any other quarterback because he's outside the pocket more than any other quarterback. Is that fair? They're protecting quarterbacks in the pocket. Have you not seen the last 2 days? They protected Brady. They protected Mahomes. When Jalen gets outside the pocket, they're not protecting him. They're not going to protect him. That pocket is protection for him. They don't take advantage of that. When he gets out and starts running like a running back, you get to blast him. Why would you want your franchise quarterback blasted 15 times a game? It's fundamentally not sound. Why would I put him out there in a position to get killed like that? Why? How about this? Can I say this to you? With all due respect, it's a matter of time. You can't keep putting him in peril like that. You got to take advantage of the pocket. If you've seen anything the last 2 days on how they're overprotecting and overcorrecting because of Tua, why wouldn't the Eagles take advantage of that? Jalen Hurts will get the benefit now. He's 5-0. You've built up equity with the referees now. You're going to lose all that equity if you run out in the pocket 15 times a game. Guarantee it. Look at Cam. Look at Vic. Look at Steve Young. Look at Aikman. All those guys left the game because of concussions. Look at Tua. If Tua steps back on a football field again, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they clear that guy to play again. What doctor in his right mind is going to clear him? Dr. Bennett Amalo has already said, in the best interest of that kid's future health, he should retire. That's the guy they made the movie on when it came to head trauma. Dude, you put the guy in peril when you put him out there like that. Okay? You put him in peril. Because when he carries the ball 15 times, you don't get pocket protection there. The pocket doesn't expand for Jalen running down the field where you can't clobber the guy. No, you're right, Charles. You're right. You get to kill that guy in open field. Why? Why? Why would you do that to your guy if he's your franchise and you look at him as your franchise quarterback? Why in the world would you want him taking 180 additional hits outside the pocket? You're not using common sense because you're blinded by it. Okay? That's the point. Tua got hurt in the pocket. Why would you take the risk being out of the pocket? Jesus criminy, guys. Ridiculous. Again, no. How we're going to look at Jalen Hurts will be defined by this game on Sunday. And I'll make a point to you guys. Jalen goes for 335 yards on Sunday and 3 touchdowns. I'm talking passing touchdowns. And you start winning games through the air, and you start throwing the ball through the air the way you do, and getting that ball in the end zone, and you're running the ball the way you are, Jalen should have, if the offense has matured like everyone is saying, and I think it has gotten better, shouldn't those numbers be reversed? More passing touchdowns than rushing touchdowns? That's the evolution of your offense. It's not about the calories from 20 to 20. It's about scoring. You win games scoring, not putting up yards. Yards are Kirk Cousins. That's what you guys tell me. You guys tell me that all the time. Those are empty calorie stats. Scoring touchdowns, right? No turnovers. That's how you're going to win ball games. That's how you're going to win a Super Bowl. You didn't win 2017 Super Bowl running the ball from your quarterback position. You won it from the pocket. Both your quarterbacks, one quarterback in Wentz played MVP ball, and the other guy picked it up and played MVP ball to the finish line. Not one of those guys were running. Those guys were pocket passers. It's funny. You look at the way you won in 17. Okay, it doesn't resemble anything of what you're doing right now. And it's okay. You got a different guy at the helm. It's a different guy at the helm. I get it. All right. Let's transition into this one here. Who's got the better defense, Cowboys or Eagles? Who would you say has the better defense? Who has the better defense? Eagles or Cowboys? I'll tell you something. I'm going to show you something here. That DeMarcus Lawrence is playing pretty damn good ball as well. Okay? Who's got a better corner? Is it Diggs or is it Slay? Slay's kind of nicked up a bit. Better linebacking core. Better front seven. Who's got a better defensive line? Eagles or Cowboys? You had to stop somebody right now. Whose defense would you take? Slay. Lane will take care of Lawrence. That's going to be one whale of a matchup. I cannot wait to watch that. Eagles. Cowboys better front seven, JM. How about JM? How about overall? By the way, it's not close on D coordinator. Dan Quinn's 10 times the coordinator that Jonathan Gannon is. Right there, you lose points. Dan Quinn's 10 times the guy. Dan Quinn's aggressive. Dan Quinn comes after people. Jonathan Gannon sits back and has a cup of tea. Okay? I mean, that guy's a wine drinker. Dan Quinn's a beer drinker and shots and chasers. That's how I see Dan Quinn. I look at Jonathan Gannon, cup of tea, amaretto, something sweet, maybe a pina colada, which I like, by the way. Okay? Let me see. Strawberry margaritas, no salt. Right? Eagles don't have a superstar like Parsons. I don't think you have a guy like Lawrence either. Dude, I like pina coladas. I'm sorry, man. I do. I like pina coladas. I watched Quinn choke, and he got fired in Atlanta. What's that got to do with what he's doing in Dallas right now the last 2 years as D coordinator? Not every guy's a head coach. By the way, he did get his team to the Super Bowl. Okay? Everybody wants to crown Nick Sirianni. Well, at least that guy got his team to a Super Bowl. Yes, they gagged it. I'd say more Kyle Shanahan gagged it. He was the OC on that team. Kyle Shanahan, people forget, was the OC on that Atlanta Falcons team. They went into a shell, and Brady saw it and came back and crushed them. His defense failed, too, absolutely. What did Quinn do last year? Had a better defense than you did, that's for sure. DeMarcus Lawrence is off to a nice start. Well, here, let me put it to you this way here. Hey, Steven, I wouldn't put Hassan Reddick in the league of Micah Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence. That's not going to happen. Okay? I wouldn't. I would not do that. DeMarcus Lawrence is I'm going to talk about the Cowboys here in a second. So you would take the Eagle defense. I think it's close. I do. I think it's close. Okay? I do. Hey, by the way, who's got better corners and a better back a better backfield on the defensive side? I think the Eagles do. I would take the Eagle corners over the Cowboy corners as duo. Sure. Edwards played poorly last game, but I don't think he'll put two together in a row. I think the Cowboy linebackers are playing pretty damn solid. Their front four is playing spectacular. The two tackles are doing well. Okay, and I do agree, Donald. I think the Eagles do have the better corners. That's going to be important in a game that the Cowboys throw the ball because CeeDee Lamb's going to be rolling around out there. And I do agree with you. But your coordinator sucks. Okay? And yes. Sylvan, yes. I believe that. I agree with Seth. I think that Vic Fangio is helping. Okay? Who's got a better offense? Oh, I think the Eagles have a better offense. It's a unique offense, too. I think they have a better offense. And, hey, by the way, I'll tell you something that you guys probably are going to be shocked when I tell you. The Eagles have a better quarterback going into this game. They have a better quarterback going into this game. Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott? I'm all right with Jalen. I'm all right with what they're doing, with their style. I'm okay with that. Yeah. If I had to pick, Eagles have a better quarterback going into this matchup Sunday night. I agree. And I think as good as Rush is playing, they're not asking him to do shit. They're asking Jalen to do everything. What did he throw the ball against the Rams on Sunday? 16 times? Okay? You're not really asking that guy to go nuts in the passing game. And Zeke right now, I'm going to talk about the Cowboys. I got the sheets and the stats on the Cowboys here. Okay? I wouldn't. Yes, I would. Yeah, wait a minute. By a wide margin, Scott? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a conversation at who has the better quarterback. I don't think that there's a conversation. I think, yeah. And that includes Dak Prescott. I think it's closer with Dak. To be fair, it's closer with Dak. Okay? I do. Sean says 10 pass completions against the Rams. Yeah, see, look, dude, they're not asking him to do shit. I mean, Cooper Rush, hey, he could be 4-0. Hey, but like you guys tell me all the time, stats are misleading. Wait a minute. He is 4-0. Okay. I would be killing that too if I covered the Cowboys like that. Okay? Absolutely, man. I look, I think it's closer with Dak, that conversation between Jalen and Prescott, but I would probably take Jalen over him. Cooper Rush, I don't think there is a conversation. I don't really think there's a conversation. For that matter, I don't really think there's much of a conversation between Zeke and Miles Sanders this year. As a matter of fact, I don't think that there's really a conversation with A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb. Personally, I think CeeDee Lamb might be, by a hair, more productive and more efficient than Devonta. It's because they don't really go to him. Okay, so, I mean, last week they did. He had a great game last week, and he played tough. As I said yesterday, I thought the Cardinals brought the wood, and he got right up, popped up, got back in that huddle, played great ball. That was probably one of my favorite games that he's played so far as a Philadelphia Eagle. Okay? Hey, wait a minute. When you say stop, CeeDee Lamb doing nothing, that's not really true. But I don't overhype him too like everybody does. Shit, I turn on the networks. It's like a week-long Dallas Cowboy pregame show. Good, let him talk like that. Okay? I love seeing Jordan Davis slam the Eagle or the Cardinals center to the ground. He needs to play more downs, though. How do you feel about Quez Watkins in the slot? Is he too one-dimensional? Hey, man, Tyreek Hill made a living being one-dimensional. I mean, that guy's not going to run across the middle. Then again, today's NFL, you can run across the middle more. So was Dak not a franchise quarterback, Sileo? Absolutely not. Not me, not my team. You can't put up – he's Kirk Cousins. He's Kirk Cousins. How many playoff wins does he have? 1? Shit, Tom Brady's got more wins in 1 year than Dak has in 7 in Dallas? Got to be kidding me, right? All right. Cowboys. Don't forget, the voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, been doing it for 30 years, will be with us at 4:30 Eastern. And then the legendary voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese, will be with us at 5:30. Oh, programming note for you. The CEO and executive vice president of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones, will join us on Thursday. And I believe that will be at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Xander and I are working on that. Keith Byers will join us on Friday to talk Cowboys and Eagle rivalry. And we're trying to work on a couple other guys too, like Keith Jackson, to see if they'll step in with us this week. And we'll talk Cowboys and Eagles too. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Don't forget our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. Meaning this, if you're hurt or injured on the job, there's only one place for you to call. That is Morgan & Morgan. With over 800 attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, and in Florida, there's no place that will serve you better. For the last 30 years, they've collected over $13.5 billion protecting their clients' rights. No case is too small or too big for them. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation is free. 800-512-1600. And when you call them, do me a favor, tell them Dan Sileo sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.